Hey guys, Bob Moses here, and today we are playing San Andreas Multiplayer on the Welcome to Los Santos 2 server. I'm actually going to do a video that I had intended to do like a year ago, but I got bored halfway through, so I've only really picked it up now. And that's all about warehouses. So if you've seen my car workshop video, this is kind of similar. But if we just bring up the help, we'll take a real quick look at what warehouses are all about. So down at the bottom, you've got your warehouses. I'm not going to read through all of that, but basically, you're going to buy a warehouse for 30 days. You can increase the maximum capacity of like the amount of crates you can store in that warehouse, and then you're basically going to be buying crates and selling crates. That's kind of the long and short of it. When you buy a warehouse, I've bought these in Las Venturas, which I find is kind of the best city to do it in. Because the van you drive around is slow as hell, so having straight, flat roads is a win. And what I've done is, and what I'd recommend you do if you want to get into warehouses, is there's actually two warehouses you can buy. So there's this one in LBA Freight, and then up over here where the little cryptocurrency places, you can buy another warehouse over there. And it's actually quite useful because if you do a drop, or maybe you have to pick up a crate, let's say over here, then rather than having to drive all the way back to your warehouse, it will just ask you to drop it off at the nearest warehouse. So I would recommend buying kind of as many as you can within the city you're going to operate in. It will save you some time in the long run, and I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. But essentially, you're going to buy one of these warehouses, and then if you've never seen the inside of one, it looks like this. Yours will probably start out empty, so as you collect more boxes, they'll fill up your warehouse. Sometimes they get blocked. I'll show you how that works in a little bit, and then you're going to use your forklift to move it around. You can hire these guys as well. I'll show you what they do in a little bit. You can upgrade your vehicles with this guy over here. And then, but I don't recommend doing that because it's a lot of money. And then upstairs, you've got a special computer, which is just for warehouse stuff. I'll show you what that does in a moment. You also get a normal computer over here, which is quite nice. So if you just want to do your normal, like autoerotica and all that kind of stuff, you can do it over there. Got your safe, got your ammo box, and you can even get some drinks over here if you're low on health. So in a way, there's a lot of parallels to the car workshop. So if you haven't seen my car workshop video, you can go check that out. I'll put a link up above. But I think the warehouse is actually a little bit nicer than the car workshop because it gives you health, which I don't think the car workshop does, and it also gives you a normal computer, which is quite cool. But basically, what you're going to be doing with the warehouse is you're going to be picking up boxes, so basically going around buying these crates, and then you can sell them for a profit. Towards the end of the video, we'll whip out the spreadsheet and we'll start looking at the numbers behind this and see if it's actually worth your time. But just to kind of give you a bit of an indication, on the ad hoc computers, which is the specific website for running workshop stuff, you can see that you've got these like your current stock. So most of the time you get these normal offers. So you go out and you buy boxes or crates, and every now and again you're going to see these kind of things, which is a special kind of commodity you can buy, which is arts and antiques, and they sell for a lot more. So these would be really special ones. So if you see these, I would recommend buying it. And it is actually quite profitable to sell these things. The crates is a lot of grind to make the money out of it, but these ones are actually quite a quick flip. Then if you go over to the sell offers, very similarly, you can see like the car workshop, you're going to have these offers to buy boxes. So basically, you're going to stock up, you're going to buy a whole bunch of crates, and then the more you have, you'll get a higher profit for selling them. And over here down at the bottom, we can see that there's an arts and antiques for sale. So with this one, I can buy for 25 and I can sell it straight away for 75, which is not too bad. And I think I'll actually do that. It's probably a good opportunity for a demo for this video. And then you can go through and you can buy various upgrades for it, for your warehouse. You can buy more crates, capacity. You can buy these stock keepers, which is quite cool. Those are the two guys down below, and I'll show you how that works. And then also the forklift. So you know what, let's go in and let's go and buy these antiques, and then hopefully that sale offer will still be there by the time I get back. So basically it works very similarly, like I said, to the car workshop. We're going to go out, we're going to pick something up. And you can see I have a time limit to do that, and I'm going to be picking up well, so far 0 of 1 supplies. Now, if you were doing the other pickup for, let's say, 3 crates, you would actually have to go out and pick up each of those 3 crates. So you don't go to one location and pick them all up. You'll be driving around to pick up all the different crates. I have upgraded this vehicle. I would say it's probably not worth it. I think it cost me like 2.5 million or something. It did give me NOS, which is actually kind of useful. I don't think it's worth 2.5 million, but this van is slow as hell, so having the NOS on it is quite cool. And as you can see, sometimes having armor can be beneficial, but most of the time you're not going to need it. But I do get quite a lot of value, I guess, out of the NOS, because you are going to be stuck in the van, getting out, picking up stuff and getting back in. So you will kind of refresh the NOS quite often. And then we're just going to hop out, pick up the box, and then head back to the nearest warehouse. I'll just put a clip on screen now where I was picking up a crate right on the other side of the map, but it just so happened to be next to my other warehouse, so I was able to drop that off, which is quite convenient. Cool, so back at the warehouse, we just drop it off, hop out, and then if we go into the warehouse, we'll actually see that these should now appear on the crates. But yeah, so there's my art and antiques. You can get like tobacco and alcohol and stuff, which you also see over there. And then let's just head up to our computer and let's hope that sell offer is still there. And if we go over to our sales, yeah, there it is. So I picked it up for 25, and now I'm just gonna go and drop it off, basically. So I guess it's not usually that convenient. It's not usually a buy offer and a sell offer available at the same time. But basically that's the gist of it. That's kind of how it works. So let's go and deliver this one. Let's see where it is. Los Venturas Airport, so it's not too far, which is cool. My main problem with the warehouse is that it is super boring, right? So it's just pick up box, drop off box. I'll put some stuff on the screen. Sometimes you do run into encounters with other people, so you know it's not super boring. But also, if you keep your eyes open, you'll see some stuff that you can pick up along the way as well. So because you're going to be spending a lot of time on the road, you know, there's always random stuff happening in the city, which hopefully you can capitalize on if you have the chance. And then we can see there's our drop-off point over here. Oh man, it's on the other side. That's great. There's actually another collection point over here. That's why I thought it was in this yard. But yeah, we'll just head around. It's not so bad if you're picking up the boxes. If it's on the other side of a wall, you can just jump over. You just need to touch the box and then it will magically spawn in your vehicle, and that's all good. Alright, cool. Drop it off, make some cash. Brilliant. Cool. Well, that was actually a pretty easy, what was that, like 45,000 profit. So, you know, those kind of things are quite, sorry, I took the wrong van now, are quite an easy way to make some cash. All right, let's head back to the warehouse and we'll pick up some more stuff from there. So I've just got a text message from Adhawk, and that's telling me that some crates are blocking the warehouse. I got to use the forklift. So this is actually turning out to be a pretty good demo. It's kind of everything I need is happening. All right, so we're going to head back to the warehouse, and we're going to have to move some crates around, and I'll show you how that works. All right, so periodically you'll get this message that there are some crates that are blocking the warehouse. That does add up, so if you don't move it, more and more boxes will appear. To be honest with you, I don't actually know what really happens if you don't move it. I've never really bothered. I suspect that the next row of crates will arrive over here, so I think that if you just leave the crates there, you're going to have a limit to how many more you can collect. But if anyone knows the answer to that, just let me know down in the comments. There is also a diploma that you can get that will help you limit the amount of blocks you get. I think it's page 3, goods management, to reduce the chance of crates blocking space in the warehouse. You can check out my diploma video if you want to get the diploma for that. I do have it, but even so, I still get quite a lot of blocks, so it must be quite intolerable if you don't have that diploma. So I'd recommend you go out and get that. And then all you need to do is hop in your forklift, which I've actually bought previously, And I have noticed that this can actually get a bit bugged from time to time. So what you want to do is just head up to your crate and then use your numpad. So there's going to be 8 or 2 to pick it up. There are some other keys you can use, but I find it gets a bit bugged if you use the other keys. So numpad 8, and then that should appear and you can go drop it off. And then sometimes the crates are behind these shelves and things like that, so they're not always the easiest things to see actually. But we got quite lucky there, and then we're just going to go in and drop it off. The other thing we have in the warehouse are these guys. You do need to unlock them, but basically what they do is if you have 10 crates, you can get these guys to sort them. I'll put a video on screen as to what that looks like. And then these guys will sort through 10 crates and they'll get you 12 crates out of it. So for every 10 you get, you can give it to these guys and then they'll make you basically 2 free crates, which is quite cool. But then you do need to sell another 10 crates in order to refresh that and do it again. So if we go back over to our computer, let's see what's going on over here. So okay, we have another special one, so that's quite cool. They don't usually pop up that often, so if I wanted to, I could go out and buy that now. But basically, we have the option of buying 1, 2, or 3 crates. And we can see that the cost per crate goes up the more you buy. So, you know, 1 crate's only 2, but if you want to buy 3, it's 12. So it is quite a lot more money to buy more crates. But it works out a lot faster to do it like that. So unless you get very lucky with your pickups, because the amount of time it takes you just to run in and out of your warehouse alone takes quite a long time. So I tend to buy it in sets of 3, and then you can see when you sell it, the more crates you're selling, the more money you're going to make for that, obviously, but the cost per crate goes up as well. So you can see you can do like 18, but I've done like up to 45 crates as well. And I'll pull out the spreadsheet and we'll see what that looks like in a second. So that's pretty much it when it comes to warehouse. It's basically pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. So let's go get the spreadsheet and we'll crunch the numbers and see if this is worthwhile. Okay, cool. So bear with me as we go through the numbers. So basically, the way I see it is you've got 2 strategies. You're either going to sell only huge amounts of crates, so kind of as many as you can, or you want to sell low amounts of crates and just get a high turnover of the crates. So if you're going to go on the low option, I wouldn't recommend doing less than 10 crates at a time. I think the sweet spot's kind of around 12. The main reason being is that the maximum you can pick up is 3 crates per run. So you're going to do 4 runs to get your 12 crates. And then for every one of these 12, you're going to be able to use those sorting guys in your warehouse to get you another 2 crates. So doing sets of 12 crates at a time seems like a pretty good option to do. It's going to take you 4 supply runs to do, and it's going to cost you 48,000 to buy those 12 crates. Then you're going to be able to sell it for 174,000, which means you're going to make 126,000 profit. On the other hand, if you're going for the high numbers, you're going to do 45 crates, which is just one of the higher options I saw. Your total number of supply runs you're going to do for that one is going to be 15 supply runs. It's going to cost you 180,000 to buy all of that, sell it for about $1 million, make 850,000 profit. To do that, I estimate it's going to take you roughly 5 minutes per supply run to go pick up your 3 crates, which means that it's going to take you like 1 hour and 15 minutes to make 850,000, and it'll take you 20 minutes to make 125,000. This is not exact science. Some of the supply runs may take you longer or shorter. You're also going to have, with these guys, you're going to have the option of getting your free crates and things like that. But I think it's a pretty good indication of it. So 850,000 for 1 hour and 15 minutes work, it's not that bad. It's not the best you're going to do either. But in terms of how boring it is, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think, it's not really for me. If you start adding in the costs of the warehouses themselves, the costs of upgrading, so if we just go over to this guy over here, it will cost you like to upgrade your car like $2.5 million. I don't recommend doing it, but between that between buying the warehouse, upgrading the cars, upgrading the warehouses, it's yeah, man, I don't know. It's going to take you a long time to make that money back. And in fact, if you go over and have a look over here, I've made 17 sales, and I've only made 1.8 million, right? So it's, I don't know, it doesn't really seem all that worthwhile for me. But if you like trucking jobs, if you like the brewery type jobs, I think this is quite a cool option, because it really is just driving around, picking up and dropping off stuff with a little bit of strategy involved in how many crates you want to collect. So yeah, let me know down in the chat if you've gotten into warehouses before, if this is something you've enjoyed doing, if there's any strategies I've missed. In summary, not the worst earner, not the best earner either. And I guess it just depends on your personal tastes as well. Until next time, this is going to be Bob Moses signing out for SAMP Stories.